Hello everyone and welcome back to Shri FC. I hope you all are well and you are good. I apologize for not making the watch along today and doing the watch along and review immediately because I was busy with the work. So really apologize. I should have tried it, but it was very difficult for me to do it, and the work is still very important. So please, I apologize. And overall, I watched the whole match. And man, that was a fantastic victory. Really enjoyed the victory against Brighton, especially the performance. And this is what preseason is about. It's only about seeing the performance, where how we're building for the Premier League season. And I really enjoyed the match. So people, before I start, it doesn't take much. Do hit the like. It really will mean a lot. And do subscribe if you haven't. So please do hit, people. And Sumesh Bhai in the chat, thank you so much Sumesh Bhai to join. It really means a lot for all the support. And we are going to have some great chat, Sumesh Bhai. It's really good chat today. Great victory. I enjoyed the match. I watched stopping every minute on the Chelsea app, watching the match, seeing every instant of the play. And I'm very impressed with what Pochettino is doing and really enjoying what I'm doing. I was the person in the Indian community that was saying we should go for Poch. And I'm not going to base it on the result of preseason because I know his preseason, but watching Pochettino do well really makes me happy because I knew he's going to do well. They're going to be tough times, but the good times are going to overlast. And seeing the way Gallagher played, Colwill, Brighton keep on coming after him and irritating us. So take it, Brighton. And then Angelo Gabriel, Mudryk, and Pochettino is cooking, and the Poch ball is really enjoying. There's a lot to discuss today, a lot of things. It's going to be a long video. So do stay tuned, people. Do hit the like, subscribe, and do participate in the live chat because the chats are going to be amazing and a lot of topics to discuss. Now, the first topic I want to discuss is Pochettino is really cooking and is so enjoyable to watch Chelsea. From the moment the match started, the intensity this match was played was enormous for preseason. In preseason, you expect the teams to be slow, to not be really energetic, to be lethargic. Chelsea and Brighton both started very well. Both teams were very energetic. Both teams started the match well. And first of all, that was a beautiful match of football where both the sides, it easily could have been Chelsea 6, Brighton 5. If Danny Welbeck had the finishing boots, it could have been more. It was a beautiful match of football. Now, with Pochettino, what he was trying to do, we've seen as Spurs is play a 4-2-3-1. In the second half, he shifted a bit to 4-3-3 when we had Enzo, Gallagher, and Caicedo. But overall, the way triangles are being formed, the way Chelsea are forming some diamond shapes in between when they play is so good to see. If you see Chelsea, the way we are starting the play up, there's so many diamonds being formed. And big up Joshua, bro. So good to see you, bro. Absolutely big up, bro. And good to see you here. And the way Chelsea are building up was so good to see. The way we were building up from the back. The biggest thing under Pochettino, which I'm really enjoying as a Chelsea fan, the biggest thing under Pochettino is the way we are starting the play. Like, it's very emphasis on starting with Kepa, the way he's sweeping. From the first starting minutes, I believe the first 10 minutes, Kepa made a very risky play with a Brighton attacker, where Brighton attacker was pressing him and he just turned around immediately. That could have been bad on some other day. It could have been a goal for Brighton, but Kepa had a confidence in him, and that was a beautiful move. Then Levi Colwill making a beautiful pass to Chilwell, breaking the lines, taking his time. That is the thing which I've been reiterating that he will try to do. And big up Ethan Bhai, so good to see you, Ethan, bro. So good. And thank you for the support, bro. And the way we were building up was so good to see. Absolutely, bro. Especially the good football and the intensity is back. The fitness standard is back. And that is so good to see, bro. Because the way we were playing, there's an identity. Now, I'm just going to go back a bit video. I know this. I was really wanted to talk about this. Last year disaster and this year, just see the difference between both the sides. That was a last preseason where we had a draw against Charlotte. And this season, just see the way the side has changed. The way the manager, the happiness in the camp, and the young age of the side. Just see the side on the left side. And big up Chandan, bro. So good to see you, bro. Chelsea playing amazing. It's going to be fun when we meet on November 4th. I think Tottenham also doing well. They're building a good squad. And bro, it's going to be amazing. The match is going to be amazing. And it could easily be a very high-scoring game. So guys, just see the two lineups here and the way we have really improved. Just see the two lineups here and just see the disaster of the last preseason and just see the happiness of this preseason. And just see Mendy, James, Thiago Silva, Emerson, Hudson-Odoi, Jorginho, Kovacic, Alonso, Ziyech, Batshuayi, Pulisic. That is such an old squad with players not wanting to be here, no happiness, everybody frustrated. The team was lacking fitness standard. And just see the team to the right. Arrizabalaga, a confident goalkeeper who can play from the back. Gusto, a young signing with confidence to play for the side, an energetic young player. Then you had Thiago Silva, the experience with Levi Colwill, a left-footed centre-back who is so good. and then Ben Chilwell back to his form, back to his fitness, and Andres Santos, a young guy, a very good young talented guy, and then you had Conor Gallagher bringing that energy, bringing that intensity, and especially a guy whose fitness standard are at top notch. Then you have got Sterling, Chukwuemeka, Madsen, and first of all, a big up to Chelsea perspective, people. So good to see you, bro, here. Thank you so much to join. And people, I'll really tell you to go to Chelsea Perspective and subscribe. One of the best Chelsea channels. Him and Ankit by Almighty Blues FC. Do go and subscribe to Chelsea Perspective, Almighty Blues FC. Some great Chelsea content. And thank you so much, bro, to join. It really means a lot. And last season, there was a drought of goals now. 9 goals in 2 games. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely agreed. And why isn't Levy saying anything? I think Levy's still playing a bit of like calm game. He knows he wants to stay at Chelsea, but he's also trying to be careful to not mend his weight with Brighton. But I think Levy is here to stay, and Levy is a fantastic player who I'm really enjoying the way he's playing. The way he was playing some of the passes was so good to see. And just see the biggest difference between the two sides. The attacker, Batshuayi, was not really doing well. Then you had Pulisic, who was on and off. Then Ziyech, who was not really liking it to be at the club, to be honest. Jorginho and Kovacic, a midfield, where I love the both players, but they're not the most mobile players. Then Hudson-Odoi playing at wing back, which is a disaster. And then you had Emerson, Silva, James. It wasn't a good squad. You go towards the right side, there's energy in the side, there's fitness in the side, there's an idea of how the team is going to play and the way we are going to play in the Premier League. Chelsea next season in the Pochettino, we are going to be a team which is going to play a 4-2-3-1 formation. The fullbacks are tucking in the midfield. The team is going to be playing high-intensity football. And the biggest thing I've seen in the Pochettino is the way our attackers are pressing the attacking defense of the other team. Like Nkunku today was pressing the heck out of Steele, who is a good sweeper keeper, and he was doing very good job. When Nicolas Jackson came on, he was pressing the heck out of Steele, the Brighton goalkeeper. You had Conor Gallagher, who is playing as a midfielder, but when we were trying to press the opponents when we had no possession, Conor Gallagher was there pressing with Nkunku, Sterling, Chukwuemeka. So we were trying to win the ball in the opposition area and pressing them. Now, it has always got the risk. You could be, if opposition can play past your press, you can be exposed. But that is a risk Pochettino is ready to take. The team was playing so good in the transition. Quick football, quick decision, triangles, 1 and 2 touch football. And the team is energetic and the team is playing a high press. That is what Pochettino football has always been about. And there will be risk. There could be games where we lose 3-2, 4-2, but there will be games we win 5-1, 6-1, and the football is going to be amazing. The team is going to take risks, and the biggest thing, the team is not old anymore. It has got the energy, agility, standard. That's the way the Chelsea team is being built. And absolutely, bro, all the running drills in training will be crucial for the press. Hopefully, we will see the actual Poch press against Liverpool. Fully agreed, bro. And Liverpool game is the most litmus test we'll see because we are playing a Jurgen Klopp side who are themselves master of gegenpress, and I think it's going to be amazing. Last year, Chelsea team was lethargic. There was no energy. Now our team is not going to be the team you're going to play and love to play against. I'm being very honest here. There are not many teams who will be happy to play Chelsea next season. We might finish 5th, 4th, 6th. I don't care. But the team next season is going to be very tough to play. You're going to see high energy, a team that doesn't give up, and a team that's going to play with very high energy. And Shrebai, I said in the last stream about Nkunku as falls and he's scoring in position. Absolutely, bro. Fully agreed. I still think he's going to be a better player behind Jackson. I really enjoying seeing Nkunku today, but I still believe he was not too much involved in the game. And I would love to see Nkunku behind Jackson. I think Jackson's hold-up play is a bit better than Nkunku. And Nkunku is a better player for me just behind Jackson. And I would love to see in the next game against Newcastle, Nkunku behind Jackson. And then we have Angelo Gabriel, and then we have a player named Mudryk. I'm still backing Raheem Sterling, but to be really honest, today in Indian time, the match was today, Raheem Sterling was not good. Raheem Sterling was a only disappointment today for me. But other than that, that was an absolute flawless match today. And Pochettino is really cooking something special, guys. We need to be patient. There are going to be some tough days, but I'm being very honest with you. But right now, the idea is clear, which we had not got any idea last season. And the signs, the positivity, the future of the team is really good, guys. I'm being very honest. And this is why I was begging for Pochettino. And now, guys, Levi Colwill. And Levi Colwill is a player. Yes, on one term, you might have a bit of anger with him, which is understandable because the future is still not sorted. And he's still playing side-by-side game with Chelsea and Brighton. But being very honest, if we can keep this guy, we and the future we have got is very, very bright. Levi Colwill, Badia Shele, Trevor Chiroba, Wesley Fofana sadly with injury, and then Thiago Silva. I think the Chelsea future is very, very bright. And hopefully, when Broha comes in, we fully agree, bro. I think we are not seeing that combo in because we don't have another striker in preseason squad. If any of them are injured, I fully agree with that. And yeah, bro, the next game is going to be fantastic. Newcastle, and then we've got Fulham, and then we've got Borussia Dortmund. Hopefully, when Broha comes in, absolutely, bro. But Broha again is very uncertain with the injury, and I think Broha will only join us later in the preseason if the injuries and he recovers with that. So I think Broha, I don't know when he will join, but I think it will be interesting to see. But Levi Colwill, the way he played, it was so good to see, man. Levi Colwill is a Rolls Royce of a centre back. You might not like his a bit of the what's going on with Brighton and Chelsea, but this guy is a Rolls Royce of a centre back, and this guy is going to be a fantastic player for Chelsea in the future. Some of the passes this guy was spraying was just out of this world, and he's going to be a massive part of building up from the back under Mauricio Pochettino. Like the way he was building up from the back, Kepa Arrizabalaga to Chilwell to Colwill taking his time on the ball, inviting Brighton players to press him, and then making them pass to Chilwell, where Chilwell was one-on-one with the goalkeeper and had a good opportunity, but sadly the cross was not good. It will be so good to see. Some of the passing that Colwill was spraying was fantastic, guys. And when next season the opponents press us and Colwill gets us out of the position, then we can attack in transition, is going to be very, very good. The problem sometimes with Wesley Fofana not taking his form before the injuries when he was playing against Manchester City. We played a game against Manchester United. The problem with Wesley Fofana is that sometimes he's not able to spray that passes. He made a massive blunder against Manchester City, and still sometimes he's a bit too rash. I think with Levi Colwill, we have a centre back who's going to take time on the ball, who is going to be calm under pressure, and a guy who is very good with his feet and a very good centre back. Yes, he made an error, which is part and parcel of the game. He made a massive error, that penalty one, but the game was done, and Levi Colwill still played an absolutely fantastic game, from really being good on the ball, spraying that beautiful passes, helping us to play from the back, and being a calm presence and being performing much better than Thiago Silva on the day. Levi Colwill is a future top-class centre-back, and as much as we can be angry with him flirting with Brighton, if we lose Levi Colwill, we are using another massive talent like we did with Musiala's. Your big talents Chelsea have lost. We cannot make that mistake with Colwill. We need to meet the promises, and I think we should be keeping him. The future is bright. Colwill, Badiashile, Chaluba, and I think we should not be selling any one of them, because selling any one of them will be a disaster. And Newcastle will be tougher. Yeah, it's going to be more tougher. They're defensively a solid side, and I think till then the fitness of all the sides will be much better, and the season is only going to be like 2 weeks near, so it's going to be more. Need to calm his mind. Yeah, with that I agree. But for me, bro, his passing is just fantastic. And Ayush, so good to see you, bro. So good to see you. Great comeback against Brighton. Big up for the Blues. Thanks, bro. And Colwill started the attack for the Nkunku goal. Yeah, Colwill was the one that started the attack, and absolutely agreed with that. His passing is so good, bro. His passing is absolutely top-notch. Being very honest, his passing is so beautiful. Conor Gallagher, for me, see, I'm not saying by this statement which I'm writing that Conor Gallagher should be 100% staying at Chelsea. He's the best. No, I'm not saying that. I still think Conor Gallagher has some problem in his game, which hopefully he improves in the future. But one thing on this channel, I've been saying, not just from last 1 month, I've been saying from last 6 months, is Conor Gallagher is a player I really admire and love, because a guy gives everything for the bat. But I just feel that he should be given more opportunity, and a guy who still has a bit of technical flaws, which I think I'm still very correct in saying. But I think if there's any manager who can bring Conor Gallagher to the right level, that is Mauricio Pochettino. And I also said on the stream 2 months back that we need to keep one of Mason Mount to Conor Gallagher. And with Mason Mount leaving, Conor Gallagher should be staying at the club this season. Conor Gallagher is a very important player with the way we want to play, because he can be a very good option to play along with Nkunku when Nkunku is not fit, or a player to bring from the bench, or even a player that can start some games, because Conor Gallagher in a Pochettino style is going to cook, because Mauricio Pochettino style, people, is all about energy. It's all about pressing, and it's all about intensity. Now you cannot just keep playing every game and Nkunku playing every game of the season with that intensity. And if there's anyone on the bench that can replace him with that intensity, that is Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher can even play sometimes the pivot, can play even sometimes the right wing, and the energy this guy brings could be so important to a system. If you remember the good Tottenham side under Pochettino, they had Wanyama, Musa Dembele, they had players like Dele Alli bringing them the intensity. I think with Conor Gallagher, we need the intensity, and I think he deserves a bit of respect the way he has played in this preseason. He has not caused any tantrums. He has not pushed any move. He has not caused any problem. The guy reached the training ground, worked hard, trying to impress the manager, and whenever given the chance, he gives his 100%. He's a very good professional and a player who deserves his respect. I think he should not be insulted in a player that deserves his respect. I don't know the future. The reports still coming out that if anyone pays 50 million, Chelsea will accept it. But for me, I'll just say one thing. I always will love Conor Gallagher and a guy who deserves his respect and giving everything. And today, against Brighton, his display was fantastic. He was playing in a two-man midfield with Santos, and a bit of my problem with Conor Gallagher is the way he built up. And Conor Gallagher today with Andre Santos really helped us build from the back. And that is one thing I've not seen in his game, which was so good to see. When Chelsea were out of possession and the opponent had the possession, Conor Gallagher was playing along with Nkunku, pressing the opponents, which was also good to see. There were so many points where Brighton players were trying to play from the back, and Conor Gallagher made a massive tackle, won the ball back, which was good to see. This is something Conor Gallagher brings to you. 90 minutes of endless running, 90 minutes of endless desire for the shirt, and 90 minutes of pure intensity, which sometimes does not allow the opponents to play from the back easily. When the opponent knows the guy is coming out and really pressing them, mistakes are bound to happen, and that is what Conor Gallagher brings. Conor Gallagher is a chaotic player who brings chaos in the opponent area and can really help our team. And I think Conor Gallagher again ran his socks off, and I absolutely admire him. Fantastic performance. And today was one of better technical performance I've seen for Conor Gallagher in a very long time. Absolutely fantastic. Do you think MUFC can still at least try for Kane? I fully agree, bro. They can, but I think Daniel Levy is never going to be taken away. Like, Daniel Levy is one of the hardest negotiators in the world, and I don't think so Levy going to sell Kane to Premier League. Fully agree with that one. And the hate is unfair towards him. He has a love for the club, but the question, do we have the patience to keep and develop him? He will thrive around quality players. Fully agree with that. And big up to Red Devil Sand people. He's got a good channel. Do go and subscribe. Some fantastic content he puts out. So do go and subscribe. And but a competitor who was strengthening the team, it wouldn't be easy. By the time we finalize a tentative final 11 as soon as possible. I think it's already a bit summarized for me, Sumesh, because I think starting 11 for the season is already mostly complete. But you can say Caicedo. I think it's going to be most probably Reece James playing it right. It's going to be left back Ben Chilwell. The centre backs are going to be Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill. The goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. If we sign Caicedo, it's going to be Enzo and Caicedo. Otherwise, it could be Enzo and it could be Casadei. And then for me, at the left wing, it's going to be, I hope it's going to be Mudryk, because Sterling right now is not putting the performances. And at the right wing, do not be surprised. It could even be Conor Gallagher. And then Nkunku and then Jackson. I think it's very clear in the lineup. But I think we are missing that final piece, which is signing Caicedo. I've been very impressed with Casadei Santos, but I still believe Chelsea need to sign one more midfielder. And I could hear Posh shouting, push when you lost the ball during transition. Potter living just standing. Fully agree with that. And see, I still respect Graham Potter a lot. Great human being. And I'm not even saying you should be really shouting. Every manager has a different style. But sadly, that era was one of the worst we have seen. And hopefully he finds a good job. And now Chelsea and the Pochettino are doing really well. Still, MFC can offer 3 teams to Kane, Aaron Shearer, Lawton, Scott. For me, bro, overall, being very honest with Ayush, bro, I think you absolutely can. But I think being very honest, bro, first of all, the ownership issue has to be solved for United, being very honest. And then it can go towards Kane, because Kane is going to cost you minimum 100 million. But I think, bro, your season is going to be good. And you're looking a very settled side this season. And I think Chelsea are doing very well in the preseason. But Newcastle, Brighton, Aston Villa, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, the competition, Tottenham, the competition in the Premier League is one of the most toughest you'll see. And it's going to be a great Premier League season, which I cannot just wait for. So do hit the like, people, subscribe to the channel. The content is going to be amazing. And please, guys, you guys make the channel, and you are the biggest support I've got. So do it, people. And that everything, but in reality, only City have potential. Yeah, with that, I agree. I think City and I believe Arsenal can win the Premier League in the next 2-3 years. Arsenal, for me, the most settled side, but they have to break that barrier of winning. Once Arsenal young side can break the barrier of winning, I think they are in a very good position to win many titles in the future. I will say the same for this young Chelsea side, but I think we are just a bit step behind Arsenal in the phase and in terms of the experience our young players have got. So now, coming on to Malo Gusto, a player we signed in January, but we signed him for this season, and a guy who I was really impressed with in the signing, which I was really happy with. Now, Chelsea's problem in the previous 2 years has been that whenever Reece James has not been fit, Chelsea just cannot play without Reece James. We just cannot play any football without Reece James. I love Cesar Aspi, the legend, my Dave. I love him to bits. But when Cesar Azpilicueta used to come in the team used to be defensive. There used to be no attacking patterns. We could not play attacking football. Then the manager, Thomas Tuchel, many times tried it with Loftus-Cheek at right back, right wing back, Trevor Chalobah at right back. But for Chelsea, it sadly never worked. We never had a player we can play along with Reece James, keep rotating them, where we can give Reece James a rest and the team can still play intensity, high attacking football. And when Reece James used to be injured, Ben Chilwell used to be injured, the side used to play some of the worst football Chelsea have played in the recent history. And I think with Malo Gusto, we have solved a massive part of it. And fully agree with Joshua Bro here. Gusto was class. I will even think of starting Gusto in the Liverpool game. Absolutely. I think I will agree with that because Reece still for me is not fully fit, but I think if Reece can play the next game against Newcastle, Fulham, Dortmund, I'll still bring in Reece for the experience. I don't want to play Gusto in the first game against Liverpool against the threat of Luis Diaz. So I might go with Reece James and let Gusto experience the Premier League. But I think Gusto right now is looking very ready. Now, one doubt I had about Gusto, people being very, very honest, is his defensive rate. That is the only problem I used to have, that defensively, can he really do it? Attackingly, when I saw Gusto, I said, he's a beautiful player. He's an enjoyable player to watch. But defensively, I had my doubts on Gusto. But I always said that I don't care defensive aspect. I want my fullbacks to be attacking. I want my fullbacks to be like Robertson and Trent, whether they are defensively can be exposed. I want to see my fullbacks just attack, attack, attack. So Gusto signing was really impressive. But my only doubt was that if he's in under transition, counter attack, can he really make the tackles? Can he win against the opposition? And today, he was against Mitoma, one of the fastest player in the league, one of the most threatening player in the league. And yes, one or two times Mitoma got the better of him, but most of the times Gusto tackled Mitoma so well. There were so many times where Mitoma was tackled by Gusto, and on the last edge of the play, Gusto won a tackle, and that is the most important part. If he can deal so well with Mitoma, he can deal with anyone. Mitoma is one of the most toughest players in the Premier League to handle, with your Rashfords, with your Martinelli's, and the way he handled Mitoma was very good to see. I'm not going overboard because I know this is a pre-season, but the way Gusto handled with Mitoma today, how many times he won the tackle, and especially the way Gusto attack, and especially Gusto's passing is so good, man. The way he breaks the lines is so good. Like Cesar Aspi had also good passing range, but many times under pressure he used to lose the ball. Trevor Chalobah is not a natural right back. Then Loftus-Cheek is not a natural right back. With Malo Gusto, we have got a player who can pass so well under pressure. His passing is overall so good. He helps the team attack well. And overall, the guy today really defended well against Mitoma. The way he was putting some interceptions, the tackles, helping the team, that was so good to see. And Gusto was magnificent today. One of the top performers for me. We'll talk about Jackson, Mudryk, and so much. But Gusto deserves a massive credit today because he was fantastic. He has defended the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, and now he proves it with Mitoma. Fully agreed, bro. But I still believe defensively some of his stats, bro, were not really like at the top level. But I think today against Mitoma, he was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. And especially, bro, with his passing range, his overall pace, the way he runs with the ball, I think our future is very, very bright. And once you've got two fullbacks who can play the way Reece James and Gusto does, and we can rotate Reece James, we can keep Reece James fresh. The competition for places, I think, guys, I'm saying it, but Chelsea's future is very bright. I think we, Arsenal, Manchester City, are going to be winning the Premier League in the next 5-6 years. Chelsea is not going to win it in the next 2 years, but I think we can easily win the Premier League in 2026, 2027. And I think the future is very, very bright. And the way this new recruitment team is building the club, I'm very, very happy, guys. Out of Noni and Angelo, which one will you want to start? Seeing Angelo, I think I agree with you. I still think there's more. Like, I believe Angelo can grow more, but I'll start Noni Madueke because for me, Sumesh Bhai playing in the Premier League from, like, I believe February to May, Noni Madueke still gained a lot of experience. Like, he last year played 4 games, 5 games, 6 games. Madueke played very, very good games. So for me, Angelo Gabriel, for me, has more creativity in his game than Noni Madueke. He might have a bit more bigger ceiling than Madueke, but I'll start Madueke in the first game of the season against Liverpool if he gets the chance in the preseason. Or overall, because for me, Madueke is still a more experienced player right now than Angelo Gabriel. And we haven't seen Noni yet. Fully agree with that. But for me, just in terms of overall what I've seen of both players, I think Angelo Gabriel is more creative. Noni Madueke can be more threatening for me. But I still believe that Angelo Gabriel's passing range is so much better. Angelo Gabriel, some of the passes he tries are so good, and how accurate he is with that passes is so good to see, guys. And coming to the next one, that is Christopher Nkunku. And guys, we signed this player last summer, and now he's finally playing for Chelsea. And Nkunku again really played well. Last match he started as a substitute. He came on, he scored a goal, and today again played very well. Some of the hold up play was good. The way he was linking up was good, and overall that goal was over a lucky goal, but a good goal. And overall, guys, is a fantastic signing, which I've been telling you that Chelsea's future overall is very bright. And Nkunku, we have got Mudryk, Jackson, Gabriel, Mudryk. I think the young attackers in the future, Chukwuemeka is very bright. But I still believe, and this is not a negative, I think Nkunku was very good today, but I still believe Nkunku's better future at Chelsea is as a number 10. And I think Jackson should be playing as a striker. I think Nkunku today really held the ball well. But I think, in my opinion, just my opinion, guys, I still believe he could have been involved more in the game if he was playing as a number 10. Jackson, when he came on, he looked more involved as a striker than Nkunku. His hold-up play is just a tad better than Nkunku. And I think Nkunku can play better for Chelsea just behind the striker in form of Jackson. And that could be the way he could really play well. And the last string of passing before full time by Angelo was so good, but we lost the ball. Absolutely, bro. And I could have won the match. Big up, guys. Do go subscribe to Piotic Scale. Some good content there. And I couldn't watch the match because I was ill. Hopefully, you're well, bro. And so, after the preseason performance, what do you guys think they can beat Liverpool? I think it's overall, bro, being very honest, I'll still go for a draw. Because for me, guys, being very honest, Liverpool are still more experienced Premier League side than us. We have to understand that as much as this preseason is so good to see, one of the best preseason Chelsea is having for the last 2-3 years, the side is still very young. Liverpool have Mohamed Salah. They still have experienced guys. They've still signed an experienced player in McAllister. They still have Trent, Robertson, Alisson. And I still believe on paper, Liverpool are just a tad bit stronger than us. But I think opening day of the season, playing good football and getting a 2-2 entertaining draw will be a very good start of the season. But for me, I'm being very honest, whether we get spanked in the first game of the season, whether we win the first game of the season, whether we spank Liverpool, whether we lose narrowly, I trust Poch ball, and I'm going to be patient with Pochettino because I know what Pochettino, the young recruitment team, the young players, the future Chelsea are trying to do. Our ceiling is very high. The present might not be great, but the future is just going to blossom and is absolutely gold. And match was not a friendly for sure. Fully agreed. It was not a friendly. That was a good match. And Van Hacke, that guy, I'm hating him for a long time. Not badly, but that guy, that tackle on Caicedo, I was furious watching that. I thought Caicedo got injured and I was furious at that guy. And the way he was trudging off like he did not care, man, I hate him. I really hate him in not a bad way, but that was poor by the guy. So preseason he's trying to injure another player. So that was disappointing, to be honest, but that shows how important that match was for both the sides. And Mudryk, is such a good talent, and I've been saying on this channel for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months that Mudryk must be given time, patience. He's a player that needs a bit of patience with the fans, a bit of love from the fans, and the guy is going to come very good for Chelsea. I've been saying it for a long time that many rivals have been going on. That Chelsea have no idea what they're trying to do. They just look at the transfer targets. They go and just pay the money. Todd Bowley has no idea what he's trying to build. Chelsea don't know what they're doing. And I was the one who has been saying for a very long time that Mykhailo Mudryk is going to be a fantastic signing by Chelsea. He is a player we have needed for a very long time. And inside forward with pace, threat, and a player who dribbles very well. We have not had that player since Eden Hazard. And I'm not saying Mudryk is at that level, no way. But Mudryk can be that player in the future. And Chelsea have not got the threat right now in the lineup. And Mudryk was one of the top signings we have made. He just needed a bit of time and patience. And this goal is not going to change anything. I expect him to be 5 goal, 5 assist season. And I think that could be a very good season. If he goes over that, just absolutely fantastic. And Mykhailo Mudryk today, the Jackson, the combination was so good to see. And many people will remember that time where Mudryk put the ball in the corner area. The ball was going for a goal kick. And my guy, within 1 second, reached the ball. That pace is immense. The pace this guy has got is absolutely immense. I don't know how he can run so fast. I think this guy is one of the fastest player I've seen play for Chelsea, and I'm not lying. He is one of the fastest player I've seen in my lifetime Chelsea player watch, because this guy is immense. The way he dribbled past the Brighton player, the ball was so far away from him and he still reached it, was enormous. This guy is going to be fantastic talent, and he's a chaotic player. He can dribble well, he can glide with the ball, he can run so quick, and the guy can really perform really good combinations. This guy with proper patience, with a bit of like love towards him, a bit of the support, in 1-2 years is going to be a killer for Chelsea with your Mudryk, with your Gabriels, with Nkunku and the Jackson. The future is exciting, and hopefully you subscribe and like the video. And in 2 years time, we have beaten Brighton 6-0. Mudryk scores a hat-trick, Mudryk scores a double, Jackson scores a goal, and we are having a great time on the chance. So do it, people. And Mudryk goal was the best thing I've watched for a long time. Just loved it. Hats off to Jackson for the 1-2. Fully agree with that, bro. That was one of the best goals Chelsea have scored in a very long while. Mudryk got a link up with Havertz, who has no pace. Now with Jackson, who has pace, has well Mudryk will cook. And I think he's going to have a better understanding. He's really going to have a better understanding with Jackson. And absolutely, the damn pace was so impressive. Fully agreed, bro. And he reaches to the ball so fast, we can't get bodies in the box to receive the cross. He's so quick, man. The guy is just absolutely electric. And as of today, what do you feel? Who ruled the transfer window? All insights on a competition, bro. For me, being very, very honest, like in this way, Sumesh bhai, I'll say for me, the transfer window has been won by Arsenal. Being very, very honest, and I think Aston Villa. I think these two have had a very, very good transfer window, and I think Arsenal have covered every base of their lineup, and they are going to be a threat to all of us for not just 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, for the next 6 or 7 years. I'm not saying Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, but I think if they don't win the Premier League in the next 2 years, then massive question need to be asked of Arteta, who has had a massive part in building this great side. I think Arsenal had a fantastic window, and Aston Villa as well. But I'm also going to say one thing, which people are going to say, you're an idiot. But listen, Chelsea's window is also been fantastic. Chelsea's window for me is the second best window, followed by Arsenal and then Chelsea and then Villa. It's just not about signing 10 players, 15 players. It's about selling players. Chelsea's future is bright. Our young players, the team we have got is amazing right now, and our future is very, very bright. The players like Gabriel, Mudryk, Diego Moreira, Kendrick Paez, Mudryk, we have got Sterling, Chukwuemeka, Jackson. They might not fire this season, but they will surely fire in 2 years' time. We've got Santos, Caicedo, some great future players for the future. Colwill is going to be one of the Rolls Royce of a centre back. We have got players like Badiashile, Reece James, Gusto. We've got the left back and Lewis Hall who can play so well. Martin, Chilwell. We have got Kepa Arrizabalaga, Slonina. The future is bright, and I don't know what's going to happen next season, but I do know by 2028, 2029, if I'm alive, Chelsea is minimum going to win 1 or 2 Premier Leagues, and I think our future is bright. And we, City and Arsenal, are going to be fighting for the Premier League titles. Chelsea won't be this year, but after this season, I think Chelsea, City, Arsenal will be dominating the Premier League for the next 5 years, from 2024 to 2030. I think we three are going to be dominating the Premier League, followed by United and Liverpool. And you can say I'm an idiot, but I really believe that. But I don't think it's going to happen immediately, and it could take 1 or 2 years for that to be built. I know I might look like an idiot, but I think it's going to happen. And for Arsenal, bro, being very, very honest, bro, they're building something special. Declan Rice, Jorginho, Partey in the midfield, Bukayo Saka at the right with Nelson, Martinelli, Trossard at the left. You've got Odegaard and Havertz playing as cam. You've got players like Jesus and Nketiah. You've got Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Ben White who can play as a centre back. You've got Timber and White who can play right backs. You've got Zinchenko and Tierney, Ramsdale. The future of Arsenal is really, really bright. Caicedo alternative, we already have Santos. He played decently against Brighton. I think absolutely, bro, and I think you'll be surprised, but Chelsea are still looking at Amadou Onana from Everton as an alternative to Caicedo. I don't really know how people feel about it, but I'm really starting trusting this recruitment team, so I will not really doubt them. And just joking, I respect our rivals. Just banter, fully agree with that, bro. I think Arsenal doing so well. I think I would really used to enjoy that banter, but I think the time is really over. And heard about Mbappe to Chelsea. Your thoughts, bro? With Mbappe, see, being very, very honest, see, I wouldn't lie on the stream. I'm just going to say I don't want Mbappe. Mbappe for me is a player nobody can say no to, because the talent this guy has got is just fabulous. I love watching this player. This player, when his mind is at football, when the way he loves his football, he is one of the top players in the world. And the future generation is going to be about Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Haaland. These three players like Messi, Ronaldo are gonna dominate the football for the next 10 years. This is the future of football, and Mbappe is the cover of football for the next 10 years. He's a player at his best. I think he's one of the best football in the world right now, Mbappe. On his best, nobody can really match him for me right now in the world in the talents we have got with Vinicius Jr. These two guys are at the top. So no, I'm not going to say no to Mbappe because Mbappe is one of the top players in the world. But my only problem with Mbappe right now, why my reasons for him not signing him is I think first of all Chelsea is still 2 years away from winning Premier League and Champions League, and right now bringing him here, his off the field tantrums, his team and everything, the way they negotiate, that's going to be a problem. So right now I don't want Mbappe, and my only biggest problem is for France. He plays with a love for football, but in club football, it's mostly money, moves, and everything. That is the only concern I've got on Mbappe. As a player, giving me right now, I love Mbappe as a player, one of my favorite players to watch. But attitude, bro, that is the only concern, bro, I've got. His attitude is really concerning me because he's one of the top players, and I don't want his career to not go in the right way because he's one of the best players right now in the world. And we should look at Caicedo. And I do understand, but I fully agree because Brighton, I don't want to deal with them anymore, bro. I really don't want to deal with Brighton. But Joshua, bro, I'll say this, that I think Caicedo is the best midfielder we can sign. He is a glue to our midfield. He'll allow Enzo to play more forward, and Caicedo is going to solve so many things for us, bro. He's going to really solve so many things for us. And I think Santos is, but I think he's a bit still too inexperienced. So I think if we are trying for top 4 next season, then it could be a bit of a problem. And big up Gaurabai, so good to see you. What center midfielder should Poch play with Enzo plus Caicedo? I think for me, it's going to be number 10 in Nkunku. And I think Enzo and Caicedo being rotated with Caicedo and Santos. I think that's the way I want Chelsea to play next season. And I think that's the way I think we are going to go next season. But I think if Chelsea don't sign Caicedo, I think we can start the season with Enzo and Caicedo, Santos and Enzo in midfield. I think if we do not sign Caicedo, I think it's going to be Caicedo and Enzo, I believe, in the midfield because Caicedo brings a bit more tenacity in the game and aggression and a bit of defensively, a bit more, just a bit tiny solid than Santos, in just my opinion. And I don't want to disturb the chemistry in the team by signing someone like Mbappe, but what a player he will. Absolutely. That's the only problem I've got. Otherwise, I think he's one of the top talents we've got in the world. And on Mudryk, patience and time. And guys, we have one of the top players we have really signed on the hands. We just need to be calm and patient and give him the love. And the guy is going to be a fantastic player for us. And now I come to Nicolas Jackson, a signing with Chelsea board. Got a lot of flack on that why we are signing him, why we are not going for top strikers. But I think Nicolas Jackson has already shown why this recruitment team know what they're doing and why they are winning me over, they're winning the fans over. And Nicolas Jackson is looking a top signing. Now we all know a player might go on a 2-3 match run without scoring a goal and people will say, he's not good enough. But I think with Nicolas Jackson, he's a very good player we've got on the hands. Even when I saw him before at Villarreal sometime, see, I'm not going to come here and say, I knew a lot about Nicolas Jackson. He's one of the top talents in the world. No, I did not know about that, being very honest. But I think even in comps, you can see a bit of talent of the player, what he brings, the attributes, and I really enjoyed watching Nicolas Jackson. I think Nicolas Jackson has always been a very clever player who makes very good run behind the opposition press. He really makes some good runs. His hold-up play is good, and this guy, the ball stays to his feet like a glue. When this guy has the ball, it's very difficult to dispossess him. Something Chelsea have not really found. Either we have a striker like Olivier Giroud, who is so good, but a striker who is not that quick. We have Kai Havertz, who can be a bit of slicky, but he has not got any pace in him, and he's a very inconsistent player and cannot really dribble past opponents and not really explosive. Now, finally, Chelsea, for a long time, I do understand, Joshua, bro. I won't say this, but I do understand your point that he could be in that region in terms of the style. I think what Nicolas Jackson is going to bring to Chelsea is hold up play and explosiveness with the ball. Now, for me, I don't know the trajectory the guy can go to, how big of a player he can become for Chelsea. But I can say one thing, that in terms of attributes, he can be a very good guy for us. He might only score 10 goals next season, but he can easily assist 15. That's the way Nicolas Jackson can be for us. And Nicolas Jackson will not just elevate himself, he'll help Nkunku play at his best, Mudryk play at his best, or Angelo Gabriel play at his best, and Raheem Sterling or Mudryk at his best. We have got a top talent on our hands, and again, I'll reiterate, with patience and time and a bit of love, we have got a fantastic player on our hands. And fully agree with Gaurabai here, the 1-2 with Nicolas and Nkunku was fully agreed, bro. That was so good to see. And I think, bro, we are just not going to see less of them. We are only going to see more of them. Like, I cannot wait for the Premier League season, man. I cannot wait. This is going to be such an exciting Premier League season. And I cannot wait for the Premier League, the content that's going to come out, the love of the Premier League, guys. I cannot wait for the season. And now, going on to final part before I go on the player ratings, that is discussing on Pochettino, Nicolas Jackson, and Malo Gusto. Now, overall, young team, energetic coach, great recruitment team, and a bright future. That is something which I've been saying even in our bad times last season, that our future is bright. But even I did not expect it to be so good so quickly. My God, the team is so good, guys. It's a beautiful team to watch, and the future is so bright, guys. The football we are playing is just beautiful. You can wake me 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, anytime. I'll even watch bad football. I'll even watch Chelsea lose 6-0. But watching this, it makes my heart please. And what a performance. What a team today. How many combinations we had. The football we played. I cannot remember when the last time Chelsea played such electric football, guys. I cannot remember the last time we played such good football. I only believe the last time we played one of the top football matches was in a season in Premier League against Leicester City when we beat them 3-0. Since then, Chelsea have not played good football, and after a long time, we have got that. And people, it was so enjoyable to watch. And on this topic, I'll only say one thing. We've got Mauricio Pochettino, one of the best coaches to coach young players and bring them to a high level. A coach that's going to play energetic football, bringing the fitness standard to top notch, and the future is bright. And then you've got Nicolas Jackson, a very good young talent. And then you've got Malo Gusto, a very good talent, guys. And I think in earlier slides, I also mentioned a point here. I'm just going to go back. Really apologize with this. And fitness standard, I've been saying for a long time that Chelsea's fitness under Pochettino is going to be amazing. And I think with so many young players in the future, next season might be a bit more tough in terms of getting these players to get a Premier League experience. But I think the future for Chelsea is going to be very, very bright. And I think with these young players, this good recruitment team, the players they're trying to sign, it only shows the identity they're looking in. Now with Kudos, they are trying to bring another player that suits the Pochettino style. And people, just see, Nicolas Jackson suits Pochettino style. Badiashile suits a progressive manager style. Colwill suits a progressive manager style. Thiago Silva can play such good progressive passes. Gusto suits a progressive manager. And this only shows that the new recruitment team have got the idea on how to build a club. And I think with this future we are building, how many young talent we have got, I think the future is very, very good. And fully agree with Joshua, bro. Paul and Lawrence, they managed to sell quality, to buy quality. And bro, the biggest thing is now Chelsea have an identity. We haven't had an identity for a very long time. The only time we had an identity was the season when we won the Champions League, where Tuchel played that wing-back system. But even then, the side was very old. Now, finally, we have got an identity, not just for 1 year, 2 years. We have an identity for the next 3-4 years. And that is the best thing, Joshua, bro. I can say that was so good overall. And Anurag Bhai in the chat, Professor Anurag Basu, future is too good for Chelsea. Fully agreed, bro. Guys, do go to Sports Freak, Anurag Bhai's channel, Sports Freak. Fantastic content. He puts some great content. Do go and subscribe. He is a master of tactical analysis, and hopefully he does future tactical analysis. Is fantastic. So do go and subscribe to Sports Freak, people. And now, coming on to player ratings now. And Gaurav, I'll take your chat now. Really sorry. I was coming to the topic. And now, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Kepa was a little weak today. He does not clear the ball fast. But I think for me, overall, bro, Gaurav, I have to disagree with a bit. I still see in terms of goalkeeping, I believe he's a bit weak. I remember the deflected strike which Kepa hit with his hand, and I think he did well, but many times it goes in the net. So that is something which I'm still worried of Kepa. But I think, bro, for me today, he did very well. Like, how many times he took on the press and the pressure, and Kepa really sprayed the ball well, bro. For me today, Kepa really helped us play from the back, and Kepa was good for me, Gaurav, bro, today. Like, Kepa really played well with the ball to his feet. And for me, Kepa had a very, very good game today, Gaurav bhai. And Kepa was okay. What more could he do? We just need to mark better doing set piece. Fully agreed. And I think Joshua, bro, the way he was building for the back today, that is one part of the game which Kepa does really, really well. That is one part of the game which Kepa really, really does well. And this is why I've given him a 7, because he could not do anything for the goal. And even in penalty, he went the right way, but sadly it went in. So I think overall, Kepa is still going to be the number 1 next season. and I think hopefully improves a bit of his like shot stopping. And I think we have a good young goalkeeper on the hand. I won't say a top class goalkeeper, but I'll at least say a good decent goalkeeper. And now coming on the next player to rate, this is Malo Gusto. I'll give him an 8. And people, I've been very, very impressed with Malo Gusto. I think Malo Gusto in today's game against Brighton, he really, really helped us play from the back. His passing was top notch. And the biggest thing which I really enjoyed on Malo Gusto, the way he dealt with Mitoma. That is something people I really, really enjoyed. And Malo Gusto was fantastic today, guys. He was absolutely fantastic. And I really enjoyed watching Malo Gusto. And fully agree, Joshua, bro. Absolutely agreed. Malo Gusto was just beautiful to watch, bro. He was absolutely fantastic to watch the way he played and the way he was building with the back. I think we've got a very good player on a future in the hands because when Reece James is not in the team, we don't play good football, but now we can. Now we can play progressive football because we have got Gusto, and even Reece James has a competition now, which is only going to elevate Reece James to a top level. And now, going on the next one, this is Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill. And I'll give Thiago Silva an 6. I think Thiago Silva was still today. I believe, just in my opinion, I still don't think he was at his best. And Levi Colwill an 8. I enjoyed watching Levi Colwill. People will say that mistake on the penalty, it was a mistake. And Levi Colwill will need to improve that part on his game. But guys, overall, this guy is a Rolls Royce of a player with a ball on his feet. He's so good to see. Like, the way this guy plays with the ball at his feet is just beautiful to watch. Just beautiful. How many times he waited on the ball, Brighton players came to press him, and my guy made a long pass straight to Chilwell and cleared the lines. He had a massive part to play in the Nkunku goal as well. And Colwill is such a good player with his ball at his feet. And I think with more patience and a bit of growing of his game, because he's still a very young guy, I think with Levi Colwill and hopefully in the future, Baria Shele, two left-footed magical players, as Joseph brother has absolutely put. Its future is very, very bright, guys. Our future is very bright. Big up to see Manchester City fan, bro. So good to see you. Malagu's tackle against Brighton reminded me of Prime Alice and Nasa. Fully agreed. I won't say at that level, but fully agreed, bro. And I don't know how much time people I've had a positive Chelsea stream. I do not remember how many positive Chelsea streams I've had in a very, very long time. And I think this season is going to be a more positive season. And we have to work on set pieces. Last season, we gave a lot of goals in set pieces. This year, we have to work on it. Also, we are not good on corners now. The Ziyech amount of corner. Yeah, I do agree with that one, bro. Sumesh, bro. I still believe Sumesh, bro, that Chilwell does play good corner kicks. But I think, Sumesh, bro, I think we are going to have a bit of problem on corner kicks for the whole season. I think, for me, Sumesh, bro, because we still have a very short team. Like, let's just discuss Chelsea 11 next season. Like, Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, let's say Gusto, and Chilwell. We have 4 players whose height are still not top-notch. Then you go to Kepa as a goalkeeper who is not very commanding. Then you've got a young players in Enzo who is not very tall but aggressive. Then you have got a player like Caicedo. Then you've got the young attackers. I believe losing players like Rudiger, losing that physicality in the team, I think we're going to struggle on set pieces, bro. Being very, very honest, next season, I think we are sadly going to struggle on set pieces. And I think that's going to be a problem next season. I think it's not going to be removed quickly. But in the future, when this guy gets more experience, I think it can really be improved. And Holmes has a heading chance to score as well. Fully agreed. And Levi Colwill missed that header. And I think, but overall in the future, I think he'll surely put it in. But I think in terms of the way he was building from the back, the signs are very good, guys. Coming on to Ben Chilwell, first of all, guys, it's so good to see Ben Chilwell back playing football. He's one of my favorite Chelsea players. So good to play and so good to really watch because at his best, he's still a player I love watching, and I was really enjoying watching Ben Chilwell. He was fabulous when he attacks through the left back, and the way he attacks with the pace, with the intensity. He's one of the top players to watch on his day. I give him a 7 today, and he's even still not fully fit. He's only going to get better, and the times as Chelsea fans are only going to get better. Coming on Santos and Conor Gallagher, I'll give Santos a 6 and Conor Gallagher 8. Santos was very good today, but I still believe he still needs to improve in terms of his build-up play. I still believe he can do a bit more better. And Conor Gallagher for me deserves an 8. It's not to do with the goal. Leave the goal aside. Conor Gallagher today really built up well for a player who's, I believe, technical problem in his game has still a lot of work to do. Conor Gallagher was very good today. His intensity when we were out of possession, Conor Gallagher and Nkunku, Chukwuemeka, and Sterling was the one pressing the opponents, and Conor Gallagher played a massive part in Chelsea winning the ball back, and the guy was defensively solid, put an absolute shift in, and was technically good and scored a very good goal. He deserves an 8, and for me, he was a very, very good close man of the match candidate to your Nicolas Jackson and your Colwill. He was just fantastic today. And almost had heading. Yeah, hopefully no injury. Yeah, fully agree with that, bro. And I hopefully think our whole team stays fit and there's no injury problems. And greatest miss I've ever seen from Chelsea player was Fernando Torres against Manchester. Bro, don't remind me, bro. Don't remind me. Like, you people won't believe that day was my birthday. That was my birthday, and I had to see my team smash half-time 3-0 against Manchester United. And Fernando Torres scored a goal. I enjoyed it. Like, at that time, as a Chelsea fan, when Fernando Torres used to score a goal, I used to celebrate. Whether we lose, whether we win, I used to celebrate. And then that miss. Like, you really brought a very, very past pain back, bro. A very, very past pain back. And Santos was arguing with the ref as well and just aiding this kid. And that is something so good to see, bro. Like, how, like, interviews I'm seeing from the Chelsea app, Angelo Gabriel, Gusto, you've got Santos, you've got Pochettino, push, and then having a chat with Diego Moreira. Diego, go there. I think the way the team is overall playing, it looks like the unit is together, the guys are united, and the future is very bright. And I think Manchester City fan, bro, you're reminding of that time. It still gives a lot of pain, bro. But Fernando Torres, after that, Victor Valdez, the way he scored that goal in Champions League, he'll always be a legend to me. And winning that corner kick in the Champions League final, we still always will love Fernando Torres. And it was still one of my, like, overall, the signings, it was one of the most record-breaking signings I will always remember. And coming on Chukwuemeka, I think Chukwuemeka again played a very good game. He's a very good player for the future. He still for me reminds a bit of me Loftus-Cheek when he has the ball on his feet. He's so dispossessed and really good physically. But I still believe in the final third of the play, Chukwu has to improve a bit more. But I think Chukwuemeka is still a fantastic player we've really got on our hands. And now, going to Ian Marcin. Today for me was one of not top games from Marcin, the way he played against Wrexham, but it was still very good. And especially the way he tracked back some defensive work, it was good to see. I'm overall a bit surprised that Poch has still not played him at left back. But I think it only shows that Poch is going to try to play at a different position. And Marcin is a fantastic way to watch, guys. And now, going on the striker for today's game was Christopher Nkunku. And he had a good game, scored a goal, built up well, and had some good hold-up play. But I still believe, I really enjoyed Nkunku's performance. But I still believe Nkunku is a better player to be played behind the striker, has a number 10. That is the way Nkunku is going to show us a real Nkunku at Chelsea. But it only shows why we signed him and why he's such a good footballer overall to watch. And now, coming on Nico Jackson, for me, I gave him a 9, but my heart wanted to give him a 10 because he was fantastic. The hold-up play in both of the games from Jackson has been so good to see. His hold-up play has been enormously good. The way he has been creating 1-2s with the team shows his understanding level. The way he has been causing chaos in terms of opposition box is so good to see. And we have got a striker in a team now who can run, who can dribble, who can build up the play, and can be a guy that assists as well. I don't know what Nicolas Jackson is going to do next season. I don't want to put the pressure on the young guy. He might not start the season well. But one thing I can say for certain is the future of Chelsea with Nicolas Jackson at the helm is really, really good, people. And Chelsea's future overall is really, really bright. Coming on, Mykhailo Mudryk. And for me, he deserves an 8. He was fantastic today. When he came on the pitch, he was wonderful. That goal he scored with Nicolas Jackson, that combination was so good to see. That combination with Nicolas Jackson was so good to see. The way he was scoring the goals really were beautiful to see. And I'll give him an 8. That was a beautiful goal. I still had a bit of just problem with Mudryk in terms of his tracking back sometimes. But I don't want my left finger to track a lot. I wanted to be more attacking. And he was fantastic attackingly. What jersey number will Jackson have? I'm not fully sure, bro. I'll have to check. I'm not fully sure on that. But in the future, I want him to be given number 9. I want this word curse of Chelsea's number 9 to be removed. And I think Nicolas Jackson is the best person for me to do that, bro. And Mykhailo Mudryk for me was an 8. Caicedo came on, did very, very well. Had a big part to play in the Conor Gallagher goal. And I'll give him a 7. He was fantastic. The both matches, Caicedo has really been good. He was being talked about to go in loan towards Leicester City. But now for me, Chelsea need to cancel it, keep him at the club. And he's a fantastic young guy. He can learn being at Chelsea. He can learn getting Premier League experience. And for me, we should be keeping him. He's a very good player, aggressive, tenacious. The guy doesn't give up. and is a very good player overall. Yes, he's still very young. He's still got some flaws in his game which Poch can improve, but he's a fantastic young player we've got on our hands. And Trevor Chalobah, a player who doesn't get his respect, a player who might not be very exciting like Levi Colwill in terms of name, in terms of Rolls Royce passing, but Trevor Chalobah is a player who is overall very good with his feet, good under pressure, always does the professional work, gives his best for the batch, and a guy who regularly gives you 6 out or 7 out of 10 displays. And when you have Wesley Fofana who was injury problem, and I wish he gets recovered quickly, you need Trevor Chalobah in the team. And if Chelsea try to really get Trevor Chalobah away and sell him, it's going to be a massive blunder. Today, he played as centre back, and once Gusto went away, he played as right back and still put in an absolute good shift in. And then you've got Cucurella today. That pass for the goal of Nicolas Jackson was beautiful. And Cucurella again today defensively was good. Attackingly is something I still really doubt Cucurella. I think players like Martin and Chilwell bring so much more attackingly. So this is my problem with Cucurella. But I think Cucurella can still do a very good job. And especially when you're playing a more bigger team, defensively he can be a solid player. And that pass was beautiful by Marc Cucurella. And then Enzo Fernandez. Enzo. Today was so good to see Enzo back in the preseason now. And Enzo today was still not fully fit because it was his first game in the preseason. So he's still understanding Poch ball. Like, I'm so sorry I was not getting the word. And again, Enzo Fernandez came on the pitch and played well. But I think when Enzo Fernandez will understand the Poch ball better, we're going to see a more better Enzo. But today he did a fine job. He came on the pitch, put some good passes. Some of his passes were a bit over it. But I think once the preseason goes more, he gets more fit, he gets more understanding Poch ball, we are going to see even a more better Enzo we saw for the 6 months in a disastrous Chelsea team. And Angelo Gabriel, what a young player to watch. What a talent. The way this guy makes some of the passes is so good to see. And with Mudryk, Moreira, we have with Angelo Gabriel, we have got so much left-footed players now. There was a time when Mata left Chelsea, when Chelsea did not have left-footed players. Now we have abundance of them and the future is bright. And this guy again made some very good passes and was overall so good to see. So overall, people, it was a great win. Pochettino ball is cooking. The future is bright. We still need to be calm with these youngsters. These are still young players who still need the Premier League experience. But once they get it, this team is coming for the title. And not next year. I don't care if we finish 6th, 7th, 5th. But I think in 2 years' time, City, Chelsea, Arsenal will be fighting for the Premier League titles from 2025 to 2029. Remember this, I said on the stream, but not next season. And I think our future is bright. The new recruitment team, people who keep saying Todd Boehly has no idea. He's trying to build a good future for the Chelsea Football Club. He might not be a Roman, but is building a sustainable future. The future is bright. Poch ball is cooking, but also has fans. We need to be patient. Nicolas Jackson, Mudryk, Gusto, Mudryk. We've got a very good young talents. Enzo, Colwill, Bardashile, Chile, Matsen. The future of the team is really bright. But as fans, we need to give them calm and patience. And if we give them that, we give Pochettino time, the future is going to be really, really good. And yeah, why Mudryk? I think for me, I still want sometimes Bro to track back because sometimes both fullbacks attacking, the team can really be left exposed. But overall, I still want to see Mudryk more attacking. And Michael Olise, this is new. Just Robin Omeno, we interested in him. I'll just see now, bro. Thank you so much, Sumesh bro, for the update. And I think Olise is one of the top players in the league. Like Sumesh bro, like set pieces, he is a set piece killer. He is one of the best set piece player in the Premier League. But my only problem with Michael Olise for Chelsea is we already have too many left-footed players in Diego Moreira, Angelo Gabriel, Mudryk. So for us, it doesn't make sense to sign Olise until we are trying to play him as a number 10 and play Nkunku as a striker, which I still think won't be a right move. So if we did not sign Mudryk or a Gabriel, I would have said let's sign Olise. But right now, until Pochettino has some different idea, I don't know why we're interested in him because we've got enough left-footed players. But overall, he's a very good talent. And Michael Olise is one of the best set-piece takers in the league. So overall, I want to thank everyone who joined the chat. Really thank you, everyone. I want to thank Ayush. Thank you so much, bro, to join the chat. Chelsea Perspective. Do go and subscribe to his channel. Ethan, bro. Chandan, thank you so much. Absolute big thanks to Joshua as well. So good to see you, bro. Big up to Gaurav Bhai. So good to see you after a long time. Big up to Red Devil San. Do go and subscribe to his channel. Big up to Anurag Bhai. Do go and subscribe to his channel, guys. And Piotic Scales. And overall, big up to Manchester City fan. Thank you everyone to join. If I missed any name, I'm really sorry. And thank you so much to join. A won't take much. And please hit the like. And please people subscribe. Your support means a lot to me. And this channel is just about a community where we create a community of football and we're gonna have a great discussion together. Thank you so much. You can follow me on Instagram, ShreeFC, and thank you everyone. Hope you all have a great day. Keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you everyone. Wishing everyone has a great day.